Statue Hunters Bags and Boards, episode 28. Hello, YouTube. How you doing this evening? Hope you're having a good weekend. Hope your weekend was great. Coming to an end now, actually, but on to a new week of new and exciting stuff. But got a CGC Mail Call and, bags and boards to show you from some things that I picked up today. So let's get into it. First off, let's go to the CGC unboxing. I know what this is. I couldn't wait for the surprise. So some of these grades I figure could have been a little bit better than what they were, but it is what it is. I'm gonna let you look into the cardboard for a second while I get the surprise ready. They definitely jam-packed this one. Got some good bubble wrap here. I'll put them in the order that I want you to see them. I'll save the best for last, I guess. They're all really low grade. I'll definitely be able to put this video on low grade comics. Alright, let's see here. Let's get these ready. Ooh, one of them's a thick. Actually, wow. They're all pretty thick. I guess CGC's using the thick bag and boards now. And there's my statement with my little CGC advertisement. Let's get that over there. eBay Consignment Center, huh? They're advertising for eBay now. Alright, let's do this in order of age, I guess, huh? 74, 73. Yeah. Alright, guys, here you have it. Here's the first book. Actually, you know what? Let me keep it off camera so we don't ruin the surprise, because as soon as I move one, you're going to see it. So the first one is a 2.5. I believe I got two of these books of Comically Speaking. This one was one I got at Comically Speaking. It's off-white pages. It is Amazing Spider-Man 121. It's from Marvel Comics, June of 1973. Jerry Conway story, John Romita cover, Gil Kane, John Romita, and Terry Montalero art. We see it's the death of Gwen Stacy, and of course it's a Green Goblin appearance. And there's the cover. I don't know. Must have some serious water damage. That corner looks a little dark. But still, I thought it would have got at least like a 5 or something. It presented nicely, but I guess not. Even the back. There's a little water damage and stuff, so maybe that's what it was. But a 2.5, oh well. Probably shouldn't even have bothered getting it graded. Kept it as a reader copy and got a better one. Oh well. At least I got it encapsulated. You live, you learn. I honestly thought it might have got a little bit of a higher grade than a 2.5. If it was a different book, it would still be worth a lot even as a 2.5, but nah, no big deal. Like this next book. This next book, even as a 2.5, I knew it was going to get a low grade. I thought it would have been a little higher too, but it did have tape and stuff on it. I got it for a steal. I got it for I think I got it for 40 bucks. When I was at the New York Comic Con at a local comic shop there. I forget the name. But it's, of course, Hulk 180. And it's 2.5 off-white pages. And actually, let me take it out of the sleeve so you can really see you'll see it a lot better. Still such a good book to have encapsulated for preservation. It's Incredible Hulk number 180, Marvel Comics, October of 1974, a year before I was born. Tape on cover and interior cover. It's still complete. They just noted the tape on the cover and the interior cover, and luckily it's still got a blue grade. So there was no restoration or anything. There's the tape, obviously, right there. I actually have to admit I tried getting that tape off as best I could, but it got to a point where it was just going to damage the book as I removed it. So I said, just put it in as is. So, yeah, I did mention that it's the first appearance of Wolverine in a cameo on the last page. Of course, Hulk 181, which I also have an 8.0 of, which is his first full appearance. There you go. And I think I have an 8.5 in the Hulk 182. So I got the whole trilogy now, at least. I'll definitely get a better condition copy of this book, but it was I got it for a good price. It was a steal. So just getting it graded made it worth a lot more money. So it was worth it to get graded for this book in particular. Maybe the Death of Gwen Stacy, not so much. I shouldn't have even done it, but for this book it was worth it, no matter what. Even low grade, this book is a good book. Bet you some money. Whoa, good catch. Good recovery. So, happy to have that bad boy. I do have some more still being taken care of at CGC because they were getting pressed. I got the third claw variant of Dakin. I got the first appearance of Thanos, first appearance of my second graded copy of the first appearance of the Punisher. Really excited for the Thanos and the Punisher to see what the heck they get. What was that fourth book? Dakin, Thanos, Punisher. It was another fairly decent one. I don't know why I can't remember what it was. But anyway, we'll see when it comes in the mail. Last book of the CGC Mail Call. What I leave off, sorry about that. I had to take a phone call in the middle of the video. I think we left off at this one right here, which is the final one, and this is Amazing Spider-Man number 42. And the significance of this key is, well, first off, it got the highest grade out of all three, 6.5 off-white to white pages, and it is from Marvel Comics from November of 1966, and it's Mary Jane Watson's face revealed for the first time in cameo on the last page, and it's also the second appearance of the Rhino. It's basically, just to explain what it is on the last page, it's that face it, when Mary Jane's like, face it tiger, you hit the jackpot. It's that panel. So that's it. Just a pretty cool old Spider-Man key, and yeah, I thought it would get about a 6.5 or 6, anywhere from like a 6 to a 7. It presents pretty nicely, especially for an older book. I think with the older ones, they are really a little bit more lenient. And the back's pretty nice too. So I'm pretty happy with the grade that it got. It's not like it's a huge book, but it is a cool key with Mary Jane's first cameo appearance. So that's pretty cool. Alright, let me get this back in the sleeve, and we'll get to the bags and boards edition here, or part of this video. The bags and the boards segment. I gave a comic store that I did a little rant about. I gave him a second chance, and went back because I had was calling around for the boys #1, and the lady, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, here's a little lesson. Always check what you look at when you go to your comic shops, your local comic shops. So basically, she's like, yeah, it's in pretty good condition. Some spine wear. And I'm like, how much is it? I mean, on eBay, it's going anywhere from like $30 to $40 to maybe even $50, depending. Because of the it's a spec book with the upcoming series on Prime, on Amazon Prime's network. Anyway, so back to it. I'm like, having her explain the condition of it to me before I make the trip to Kamikaze. And she's like, yeah, it's in pretty good condition. It's just got a little spine wear and, some ticks here and there on the spine. And there's a little tear, slight, tiny tear. And I'm like, slight, tiny tear. I'm like, how much? And she's like, $30. And I'm like, $30 with a tear? I'm like, all right. So I go there to check it out, and everyone was nice there, and everyone was polite and everything. So, but like I said, the prices can be a little high. Anyway, so I'm looking at the book, and I asked if I could take it out of the Mylar, and the guy who works there was like, oh, we'll take it out. And I'm like, okay, fine. Here you go. Can you please take it out so I can see the back of the book? Sure as shit, thank God I had them take the book out because I was almost seriously going to buy it. He takes it out of the Mylar, and there's a huge crease in the lower left corner, like bad. Like, no way is this a $30 book. I'm like, are you kidding? It's like a $20 book, a $15 book at that. It was just a really good dent, and it was a really good crease. So luckily, they had some other books, so I didn't waste the trip. So obviously, I didn't take The Boys #1, but they did have this, which is the I believe this is the first cameo of Darkseid. It's Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen. Superman's ex-pal. Did someone write that in there? Is that supposed to say that? Or did some asshole write that in with pen? That's going to piss me off because that's going to explain the price of this book. Anyway, I saw that crease in the upper right corner and I was like, it's not a bad price. $12 for that book in this condition. But I didn't realize that said X-Pal. I didn't even notice that. You know what? I'm going to look this up right now. Let's check this out. Let's see if it's supposed to say that. God damn it. Now I'm really going to be... I was going into this video like I'm not going to rant. But it pays... It's just a prime example of why it pays to check your shit before you buy it. Seriously. From every store. Man, that's really burning me right now. Because I was like, yeah, that's a pretty good price for that book. Let's see. Okay, no. Good. So, I'm looking at Key Comic Collector here. And as I scrolled up. Okay, so it does say Superman's X-Pal. All right, good. So, we see the high is 60, the mid is 15, and the low is 5. And I'd say this is probably a good mid-grade. So, for $12, it's a fair price. All right, so Kamikaze has redeemed themselves. At least from their books from the middle. Like I said, when it's a super key issue, they're kind of high, which we'll get into that. And then we have Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, number 135, which is the second cameo appearance of Darkseid. And it's the first appearance of Semyon and Mokari. They're henchmen of Darkseid's. But I already have a copy of this that I got from Comic Book Spiegel, which was in a little bit better condition, but I paid a heck of a lot more. Now, you see that corner? That corner is not torn. It's just creased and folded over. I don't know who the hell jammed this in the bag and why they would put it in the bag like that, but they did. Anyway, nonetheless, it was $10. So, they don't negotiate with their prices, so I didn't try and jimmy them down or anything. I just, whatever. There were fair prices for these older books, so I was like, okay. And like I said, I already had this one, but I didn't have this one, so I'm glad to have acquired that, especially for $12. So that's good, and that wasn't drawn on there. So it's got that crease, but whatever. Low grade. As Chris from We Love Comics says, there's a huge, I just felt this. There's a huge ripple in this. Oh, Kamikaze. Bastards. Anyway. But as I was saying, as Chris from We Love Comics says all the time, low grade is better than no grade. So that is true. These are low grade. But here's what I'm getting into. Okay, so let's look at Nebula. So this is the first appearance of Nebula, which is it's a pretty good copy. It's pretty fair. It's not bad. Now it's if we look at Key Comic Collector, we see that the high is 35, the mid is 9, and the low is 3. Let's look at this in depth. It was $32, so they're on point for that price because this is in pretty good condition. So I'd give it a high grade. So I think, unless I find some magic tear or something, I think 32 is a fair price. So good price for Kamikaze on this one. First appearance in Nebula for 32. So that's why I picked it up. So at least I didn't waste a trip going there. So that's fine. And then this one, for this condition, the Nebula was in great condition. But this one might be a little high for the condition of the book. Let's take a good look at it. It's what it is it's the first appearance of Deathlock, and it's also the first professional interior published artwork in comics by George Perez, who just recently retired. So, and it's also the first appearance of Major Riker. So, besides being the first appearance of Deathlock, Luther Manning. So the high on this, according to Key Comic Collector, is $80. The mid is $20, and the low is $7. So it's $70. So will we give it a high grade? Let's see. That corner's got a little business. It's in pretty good shape. Got a tick right there. You can see in the light. A little bit of a spine tick. Another spine tick there. Another pretty good spine tick that breaks color there. There's a few spine. That's the staple. So, but there's quite a bit of spine ticks that break color. I wouldn't give it a low grade, but I wouldn't give it a super high grade. And you get that corner crease right there. So they're kind of high at $70. I'd say it's probably $50 to $60. But it's the first Deathlock and George Perez's, so that might be why they juiced up the price a little bit. But so it's all right. So I'll give Kamikaze on this visit. I'll give them a B, but for the description of the boys #1, I wish I took a picture of it or had it or something. I'd definitely give that a D minus. But anyway, yeah, there's a pretty good ripple in that. Was this $10 or $12? Yeah, $10. All right, whatever, that's fine. So they used it to cook something on or something. Anyway, not bad. So that's the episode, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please, like to bring you some information about comics and some key issues as much as I can. Had a nice little CGC mail call, so give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And if you do happen to subscribe to come along for future videos, hit that bell next to the subscribe button. That way it'll alert you to every time I put up a new video. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Have a good evening.